Hello, welcome back to my channel, Mel Stampin' Gallery. I'm Melanie, your close to my heart maker, and today's video is number 3 in my Make It From Your Heart Volume 6 sketchbook series collaboration that I'm doing with my good friend Erin over at Crafty Concepts with Erin. And if this is your first time tuning in, Erin and I are working our way through this sketchbook, and we post a new video the third Friday of every month. And this week we are on sketch number 3 in volume 6, and I will show you that in just a moment. But I want you to take a look at the Make It From Your Heart volume 6 book from Close to My Heart. Now these books are really a great resource to use when you are trying to decide on a layout. There is an index at the front, and it tells you exactly how many photos each layout uses, so you can look at this index and decide if I have, one photo, maybe I want to use this, or if I want to do a 2-page layout, I can decide on that. And it also has then the card layouts as well. And once you choose the layout that you want to use, you can see it has a blueprint right here of exactly what needs to be cut out and exactly what size everything needs to be cut. It even tells you exactly the measurements if you need to follow that exactly. For example, it says this piece that you cut here would be placed 1 inch down from the top and 1 inch over from the side. So it's a blueprint, and all you have to do is, once you decide which one you want, pick out your papers and put it together. It really can't get any simpler than that. Now, as I said, we are working our way through the book, and I will have a link to that playlist down below in the description box, so you can be sure to check out all the previous ones. And this month is sketch number 3. It has 3 photos, and it has this diamond grid pattern on it, and like I said, it tells you exactly where to place each one of those. It even tells you how many pieces you need. And since it was a bunch of little squares, it was a great sketch, as I'm finding a lot of them are. Very good for using up scraps. And you see on my desk right here, I have some scraps. This is almost all that I have left of. This was the Christmas Story collection from last year. And as I was looking through my stash of goodies, these 2 pictures literally were just sitting on top of my stash of papers, and I just thought they were perfect to go with these papers. They are actually of my husband and his older sister, and they were taken in 1958. And every year my husband and his family would go to downtown Cleveland to visit the Santa shop down there. And if you've ever seen Christmas Story, and they had the Higbees, and where they went to visit Santa, this where they went here in the Higbees in downtown Cleveland, that is where the inspiration came from for that movie. So it's kind of a fun fact for you. But anyway, these pictures I had in my stash, and I thought they were great to get out of a box and into a scrapbook. So I'm going to clear this off, and we're going to go ahead and get started. Okay, like I said, let's look at that sketch again real quick. We've got these diamonds, well actually they're squares, turned at an angle to be diamonds, and they are all just 2-inch squares, and they're placed along the top. So I'm just going to go ahead and dry fit these, and the ones that I want along the top, like it is in the example page. So these 4 diamonds go across the top. All right, and then we're just going to put these building up the next row here. And this next little diamond was actually 1 square cut in half, so that goes in there. And then here is a spot. Now it's supposed to have a 4x6 and 2 3x4s on either side, but my photos obviously were not those measurements. They're older photos, and they didn't really do them in those kind of formats back then, so I think I'm going to put them kind of like that. And then instead of the other photo, that's going to be an embellishment cluster maybe over here. And let's see, so I had this from that sticker sheet that I told you about with the Christmas story paper. And these are all some stickers left over from that I thought would look nice here. And let's see, there's this little tag. I think if I put that there. And there's this one that says Visiting Santa, so of course you had to use that one. But I think the pictures I'm actually going to scoot down and up, kind of like that, because on the back of the photos you can't see anymore because I did mat it on black. My mother-in-law had written who it was, Paul and Carol, and the year 1958. So I actually just copied that onto some of the white daisy cardstock. And then because I didn't want it to be so stark white, I wanted it to look more like antique-y, like this in that sticker there. So I just crumpled it all up, smoothed it out, took my blending brush with toffee, and just lightly sponged over the top of it with the toffee ink to give it that age distressed look. So then I think I'm going to put, because this one was in 1958. This one must have been the year before. She hadn't written the year on there and just their names, but I'm thinking it was the year before, which would have been 1957. Okay, and then there's this sticker that says Visiting Santa. So I want to put that up there. Probably about like that. I've been playing around with a little bit of the embellishments while I was off camera. I don't have anything glued down yet, but I wanted to show you this particular square here. Okay, you may have noticed it's not any of our pattern paper, but what it is the irresistible cardstock. So I'm going to clear this out of the way and show you how I create that. Okay, so to work on my irresistible cardstock, I've brought in my all-purpose mat. And I've got the leaf pattern of the irresistible. I don't know if you can see that. Okay, but it looks like it is embossed over the white cardstock. And let me show you where you can find that in our Essentials catalog. Well, first, if you turn to page 5, you see right away this layout that uses our Smile stamp set. And they've used the pieces of irresistible cardstock to make that background. And I actually do have a video where I have made this, recreated this layout, and I'll put that right up here in a card for you. You can see my note that I wrote there about how much I like it. Oh, and then here is on page 8 and 9, you will find our Make It From Your Heart books. We've got a volume 6 and volume 3 that have the different sketches in it. And on the next page then are the same books with the love of color. So if you need some help with your color choices, that's a good choice for you as well. All right, so then if we turn to page 16 and 17 in the Essentials catalog, you see the shimmer brushes. But I wanted to show you that because on this page over here, they've also used that irresistible cardstock, and they've colored the cardstock with shimmer brushes. So that's something you can do as well. And then if you come here on page 28 and 29, you have all the irresistible cardstocks here. And you get 12 white sheets, 2 each of 6 single-sided resist patterns that are 12 by 12. And that's for $12.95. And you can see here they've got like a sprinkles, the leaf, stripes, a daisy, like a plaid, and the hearts. So I'm going to use the leaf pattern for mine today. And then they also have this layout that they used here. And I actually wrote a note that I do want to scrap lift that one, but I just haven't gotten around to that. All right, to make the paper that I wanted for my particular layout, like I said, I've got the leaf, and I'm using toffee ink and a blending brush. And I'm just picking up the ink in a circular motion, and I usually kind of dab it off onto my all-purpose mat first so I don't get that harsh line. And I just continue to go over it. And of course, the more you go over it, then the darker the image will become. One more pass. All right, so now what you want to do is take a paper towel or a soft cloth, and you just wipe it off. Go through and wipe it off to really make sure you have any residual ink that might be on that embossed image, and you wipe that off like that, and then you have whatever color paper you want. The next thing I did once I inked it all up, I don't know if you can see that in there, but I decided, because it was kind of Christmassy, to put some little holly berries in there, and I literally have no idea where these 3 little dots came from. There are these stamps that are so little, and I don't put them away right away, and then they end up sitting on my desk, and I don't remember where they came from. And I actually saw it sitting on my desk, and I thought, oh, that would be nice to use. So I'm just using these 3 little berries and scarlet, but I didn't want it that dark, so I'm just stamping off and then stamping on the paper. And even if I go over the leaves, it'll be okay, because I'm going to go back and wipe that up again. Okay. All right, so let's close that up. And let's wipe that off. And you see how that red, you can really see it more with the red wiped right off of all that resist image. Now, I couldn't stop there. I decided to keep going to make it sparkly. So I've got my gold shimmer brush. And just squeeze a little bit on here. Yep, make sure it's nice and wet. And then just tap it on my paper. And this time I'm just leaving the shimmer all over it. I didn't wipe it up because I wanted it on top of the leaves. So you can see, I don't know if you can see how shimmery that is. Oh, there, now you can see it. Yeah, it's real shimmery in real life. It's time to start putting all the little squares down. And I knew this one was going to drive me nuts. So basically what I found is if I started with this one in the very center and got that to the place where I wanted it, my T-square ruler is going to be my best friend right now. And all these are about 1/4 of an inch apart. I'm not measuring each one of those things. I'm just eyeballing it. But anyway, I've got this diamond right in the middle. Then I used my T-square ruler to make sure those were even. And then from there, you can get these ones at the top. I thought starting at the top would be the way to go, but actually putting this middle one down first and then working my way out from there seems to be the best option. So I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of those off camera, and then I'll be back. All right, I'm back. I've got everything adhered down with the exception of this one big sticker here, and I took the sticky off of that because I wanted to pop it up. So I'll pop it up on these foam squares. All right, and we'll put this, I want to overlap that just a little bit. I've got these little word stickers from the sticker sheet down here. And I think one final little thing, I think I'll put this little tag right there. And let's see, and I did put a little bit of a twine on the back of that. But I did take the sticky off. I tend to do that, take the sticky off my stickers, because sometimes I'm not sure where I want to stick them. And sometimes you want to put it on with some foam tape anyway. And then there's a little bird here somewhere. Where'd he go? Here he is. And that's from the sticker sheet. Maybe he's a partridge in a pear tree. I don't know. But I just thought I'd put that there. All right. And I think that about finishes it off, except of course I'm going to do some journaling down here. Thanks so much for joining me today. Be sure to check out the description box listed below for all the shopping links to the available products that I used for today's layout. And for more inspiration from the Volume 6 sketchbook, be sure to check out this playlist right here. Thanks so much for joining me. Till next time, bye-bye.